What's up, YouTube? It's Blaze here with another YouTube video. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute, feels like, since I've made one of these rambling journal entry type videos, and here I am again. Fucking February 1st, 2 o'clock in the morning, Cary, North Carolina, rambling in my room. Here I am. Hope everybody's doing well. Had a lot going on recently, had a lot of changes, had a lot of reminders, had a lot of come to Jesus type moments. I want to talk about work, balance, satisfaction, money, all these things, how they go together, what they stand alone as, but so, and just my personal relationship with these things right now. So, let me give you the rundown of the story starting. It's February 1st, like I said. Now let's talk about mid-December. Now, mid-December, I quit, got fired from Tijuana Flats, which is a Tex-Mex corporate, like, fast food kind of shit, and I was a line cook and a prep cook, and I've done this sort of, I've talked about this a little bit on my YouTube before, but either way, I keep it brisk on this side. So Tijuana Flats and I had a long relationship for a long time. It felt like, for me as a youngin, working at a job for like 8 months, felt like 8 years almost, but so that fell apart. I didn't have the financial backing at all when that crumbled. So I was left with a few $100s, rent to pay, bills to pay, and savings running up, and the desire and need to get a new job. Well, after I no longer was employed by Tijuana Flats, I remained unemployed for like a month due to choice, due to laziness, due to lack of discipline, but ultimately choice, and the idea that hopefully somehow through my own action and maybe through a little luck I could come upon some other opportunity, financial making opportunity, that would help me establish some more a better future for me, that's not just 9-to-5 job doing something that I'm not very interested in. And also I am so the sense of locality that I have living in Cary is rendered immensely smaller than the average person because I do not have a vehicle. So if I wish to go somewhere out of reach, because I ride my bike around, then I either have to bum a ride off somebody or pay for an Uber or a taxi, which makes, other job opportunities. So like everything that I really would like to do in Cary, whatever, working at nurseries or I found a place that does they do scientific equipment and all these other things that I'm more interested in. I get stuck with this little bubble that I can ride my bike around because I don't ask for shit, so I just try to make the most out of what I got. And then it's basically all food, or being a server, or being a dishwasher, or food industry, grocery store working bullshit. Fuck that shit. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done working in the food industry. It's not for me. I enjoy cooking way too much to do it as a job, working for these big-ass companies or even family companies, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll prove myself wrong one day with that, but not anytime soon. So I started, my friend Hayden and I really started a company in September 2018. It's called Collective NC LLC. It's right now we do industrial hemp for North Carolina, all fucking hemp bill compliant. So we pretty much sell legal cannabis in North Carolina, and I'm a processor personally. So since the company is so juvenile and so young, and there isn't that much foundation put in, I am pretty much my own boss in a lot of ways, even though I don't handle like the money that I make and come in and shit. I handle the fine tuning of the procedure of getting raw product to finished product and into a consumer's hands. I'm kind of the middleman of all the physical stuff. I do all the trimming, I do all the pre-rolls, I do all the processing, and it's something that I'm really glad I have the opportunity to do right now, because living with, Hayden gives me access to a job opportunity that is much more me, because I'm working with plants, I'm working with cannabis. I love cannabis, I have a lot of passion for it. It's a big industry, it's growing, it's thriving, and we have a very, good support of our customers and the local people and yada yada yada. We have product in several stores already. We're about to actually drop several new strains. Sour Space Candy, Suver Haze, and Lifter are all coming to you, Raleigh, North Carolina, pretty soon in surrounding areas. It's going to be exciting, it's fun. I've been working really hard. My wrist hurts from the carpal tunnel fucking tweezer action that I do. Fucking gotta do something about that, but it's something that I have, there's some of me in my work right now. It's a good feeling to have. But so I've had a lot of developments in a lot of other circumstances too. So I recently signed a lease for a year at it's part of a quadplex. It's my own little place, my own little room. It's going to be in Chapel Hill, right next to Carborough. And I'm really excited about moving there because it's way better of an opportunity for me than Cary for my personal sanity. I like Carborough. I've been there a lot. It's a fun little place. It's a nice little town, and Chapel Hill's nice. It's going to be closer to my girlfriend, and which will be a good thing for us to have, privacy too, because it's my own place, but also because she doesn't have to drive as far. And hopefully, well, not even hopefully, it's going to happen before I move in. I'm going to have my own vehicle because I'm going to continue to work for Collective NC, and we have a warehouse, so I'm going to be driving from Carborough to the warehouse to, instill my work and continue to be an employee. But I've had to come to terms with a lot of personal things, with the idea of signing a lease, the idea of moving out of this apartment, the idea of living somewhere new without that many friends, and really putting myself out there for the first time in my life is something that I find extremely intimidating, but also extremely exciting. It's something I'm really excited to turn the page about. But it's almost like reading something really intense in a quote or something where I'm nervous about the repercussions and the potential of where my life is going to go, whether I'm going to get in debt or whether I'm going to be able to handle all this responsibility, blah 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 blah, the normal shit, and plus all the anxieties I have about my own personal goals that now I'm going to have a lot more drive to accomplish, because I have my own space and I have my own, it's going to be up to me. So there's a lot of things that I'm interested in, and I know really well-oiled financial opportunities that will make me money if I chose to go that direction, but not necessarily something that is aligned with my ethics, so I have never pursued them. And now that I have my own place, I can look in the other direction and start to hopefully, learn and just put my energy into more things that are more personal, like growing microgreens and hopefully growing peppers and making tea blends and herbal blends, learning about, herbalism and plant medicine a little more, learning about science. I would like to get into some chemistry from the house. I'd like to get into baking a little bit more, and kind of a finer dining, cooking, and just a lot of these personal things I'm interested in that I've never really put too much energy into, because I felt almost that I was limited by my place, and I've been distracted with all these other people's ideas of what they want to be around and what's appropriate for them, and yada yada yada. Ultimately, it's a bunch of excuses. I just haven't done it yet, and I'm hopefully going to be doing these things within the near future. But life throws you these curveballs and these roadblocks and these bumps in the road, it feels like, and you get turbulence as you're flying through life on your fucking human airplane, it seems. And like yesterday, I found out that my bicycle was stolen, and it is completely my fault because I left it out and I left it unchained. I could have put it in the garage, but I've left it out in that same place for like a year now. Never had a problem with it. So, there's my own, I don't know what the word is, me being naive about humans and being too trusting of my environment, I suppose. It's just one of those things that really bothers me because, no one likes to get stolen from, and it was also my means of transportation currently. And also, it was a sentimental item that came from my grandfather before he passed away. So there's a lot of these tethers to the bicycle and how it's affecting me and how I'm going to have to handle myself and my future actions because of the repercussions of that thing being no longer a part of my life. So not only do I feel like the drive and the need to get a vehicle, I also feel the drive and the need to get a bicycle and all these other fucking things, and it's just more to figure out. But I don't know, I just wanted to come on YouTube, and it's kind of like a therapeutic, kind of a journal thing for me now at this point, because I don't really make content that's catered to a specific audience, really. I just go on here, and if you like me, then you can listen to me, and if you can get anything of value from what I'm saying, then hopefully it's something that you can share to another as well, like I am to you. But I don't know, I don't mean to come on here and just blurt out my own personal dilemmas, but I feel like they are relatable for the things that life gives us in the first place, and I try to gather myself and put myself out there in a way where not only can I speak about what's going on with me, but I can speak in a way where hopefully it can relate to something that you potentially are going through or another is, and it's not just wasted energy and wasted time. But ultimately, like I said, this is a selfish endeavor, and I do this for myself because it helps me. So the way that work is for me is something that I desperately almost need. I need something that makes me feel like I'm accomplishing things. I need something that makes me want to, that I can think about as I go to sleep, that I didn't waste my time and energy on that day or that week or that year or that moment or whatever. And the same thing goes with, the work is the word for, kind of the idea of being satisfied with what you're doing in a way that might not necessarily be immediately rewarding, or I don't even know what the definition is or whatever. I just know that it relates to many other factors like hobbies and interests, and work for me kind of all fall in the same category, even though sometimes work, tends to be things that we don't necessarily want to do, at least personally, in my experience so far. But it is what it is. So, I hope everybody's doing well out there. I hope that if your bike's got stolen, that you can figure it out just like I have to. Shout out to my friend Craig for co-creating this with me. He's an absolute man. Rainbow Renaissance. Look him up on Instagram. He made this for me recently. It's got some good energy. It's got some good vibes. But yeah, I'm excited to move into my place. I'm excited to put myself out there and explore Carborough and learn more about the hemp industry and get a car and fucking spend time with my girlfriend in a more, intimate environment where I'm not consistently, being bombarded by my peers and my influence and my roommates and shit. So it's exciting for me. It's a time of change for me right now. It's a time of growth. I feel like I'm moving into my apartment on April 11th. So I have a little bit to go. I have some time to figure some things out. And I've been going a little stir crazy. I won't lie. Literally staring at cannabis all day and not really knowing what else I have going on, and just being uncomfortable with my environment. I'm being restricted even more so by not having a bicycle, and I just feel kind of trapped in this paradigm almost. But I got purple toenails. That's something to laugh at. I mean, life, and that's just the thing, is that, I can walk around with these fear goggles on and feel trapped and feel unhealthy and feel like, I'm not making any good progress. Or I can, choose to put on the humor goggles and laugh at myself and laugh at life and laugh at my purple fucking toenails and, and just realize that, ultimately, like, I have a lot of dreams and I have a lot of goals and I have a lot of things that I plan to do with my time. But I, gotta live and laugh and be young and appreciate and just what else is going on around. It's not always, it's not always perfect, kinda. I don't know what I'm really saying. I've spent a lot of time and energy recently reading some books about wealth and not attending seminars, but watching them on my phone, especially because I process cannabis by myself, and so I headphones or just listening to it. I listen to audiobooks or listen to seminars, and sometimes I waste my time and listen to bullshit, but I mean, I've just been reading a lot too. And so it's funny because I'm in a financial rut, just fucking spent all my money on a fucking security deposit, not really, definitely not wealthy. So it's funny to see the extreme contrast of basically starting from square one. And I've been interested in this for many, many years, but starting to put some more things into practice, starting to get a little bit more realistic understanding of kind of the direction of where my money's going to go and how I'm going to go about getting that money and blah, 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 and, kind of what wealth is to me and what success is to me. And why people aren't successful and why people are and where I fit into place. And it's just something that, I love. I might make another video about that soon, but it's been a little ramble already, and I've, 18 minutes flies by. I feel like I've been talking for 2 because I don't have a means to communicate with people like this almost. So I do it to myself because, I don't know, it helps me. It's almost like I'm my own therapist sometimes or something, and I just feel a little bit better about the day after doing something like this. So, peace out, YouTube. Love you. If you're watching this far, I love you double trouble. Be good, bro.